Hey everybody, it's Leon, giving a quick ministry update here. Wanted to share a quote from the Tangible Kingdom Primer that I've been using with coaching people who are looking at connecting with communitas and introducing them to the type of life that we encourage people to live. And it talks about, the Tangible Kingdom talks about this idea of making the kingdom of God known and real to people in real circumstances in their lives. And one of the quotes under the chapter about gospel says, "A kingdom life lived on mission is really about living ordinary, everyday life in community with great gospel intentionality." And this is what we're training and encouraging people to do as we teach them to start and shape faith communities that love their neighborhood like Jesus, is to live this kingdom life with gospel intentionality. And we see results as we do this. And I wanted to share a story. As I've been getting ready for the microchurch conference coming up in a couple of weeks, I've been going through pulling out some clips from different interviews we've done over the years, and wanted to share this story from one of our colleagues in Tulsa, who her ministry has been predominantly working with Afghan families, primarily Afghan women who are going through or expecting a baby and um, needing to in, needing somebody to help them navigate the health process and the birthing process in our hospitals here. And she started an organization that is pulled together a number of doulas. She is a doula herself, and they are working with the Afghan women in these cities and serving them. And she shows how this is carrying out the vision of communitas for transformed lives, neighborhoods, and a transformed world. So let's go ahead and watch that video.
If you go back to, I can make a plug for our vision in Communitas is transforming lives, transforming neighborhoods, and transforming the world. And I mean, I shared a little bit about how I felt like the transforming of lives. It's in this work anyway, and my passion for refugees. It's not just. I mean, I hope the lives of the refugees are impacted, and I believe they are. But it's also the life transformation in the volunteers, and that I'm just beginning to see. And I think God will probably continue to do work that I'm not even aware of. But inviting others to be a part of something that God is doing, but they might not even realize it's a God thing, but just in His redemptive work, and inviting them to be a part of that, and hopefully in that process, then their own lives are being transformed by the power of His Spirit, and then transforming neighborhoods. It was interesting. Sure, not only are these families moving into neighborhoods, and so what's interesting to me though, as I was visiting a family this last week, I was getting ready to leave their house, and I was sitting in my car, and this lady pulls up, and she gets out, and she comes over to my car, and she's like, "Is there a family here from another country?" And she's like somebody that lives in the neighborhood. And I said, "Oh yeah, there's an Afghan family that lives here." And she's like, I set out a TV the other day on the curb, and for some, I was giving it away, and I saw they came and took it. But she's like, and she was holding up a remote control. She's like, "I didn't give them the remote control." And so I said, "Oh, well, let's go. I'm just leaving their house. Let's go and we'll tell them." So we knocked on the door, and it was like, "This is your neighbor," And so, cool. Yeah, it was really cool. And the girls, so this particular family has 6 children, and their oldest girls are at elementary age. And so I hadn't really gotten to know them because they're usually in school. But now, because it's summer, they were home, and I got to actually interact with them, and they speak some English. So it was fun to actually be able to communicate. And the girls said, "Oh, thank you, thank you." They said, "We need a cable." And they told the lady, "We need a cable for the TV." And the woman was like, "Oh, I've got several cables at my house." And so she invited them to come over to her house and get the cables. And I just thought, wow, Lord, this is beautiful. Like how you're actually like within their own neighborhood, just because they're super hospitable and friendly and they're waving to people, you know. And yeah, like I don't know what God's going to do in this neighborhood, but it's like it was even bringing people in the neighborhood together. And then, of course, that translates to the world as well. Not only because they're, you know, from another country, but I can't tell you how many times I'm sitting at an Afghan home and even in the hospital, and they, you know, they'll pull up on their phone, family from Afghanistan, and we're FaceTiming. And I mean, I've had mothers in Afghanistan just like thanking me that I'm with their daughter, you know, while she's giving birth. And I'm, again, just so humbled to be in this position.
Those type of stories, those stories that really encourage me in this work of leading communitas in North America. And your prayers and your financial support in the work that we're doing, either us personally or to Communitas North America, help us in continuing to equip others and support others who will initiate other similar types of missions throughout the U.S. and Canada. So thank you, and I'll look forward to seeing everybody again soon. I'll probably do a check-in call or check-in post from my trip to the Microchurch conference in a couple of weeks. So we'll see you soon.